So, just a quick question. Just a quick question. What makes for a great leader? You know, who makes for a great leader? What are the qualities of a great leader? Right? A few years back, I took this course. It was called New Mind, New Day. And the reason for study was to grow and to be a profound leader. It was about leadership. And one of the principles in it, I'm going to just read it. I got like some of the curriculum sitting in front of me, so I'm going to just read it. One of the principles, one of the principles in the curriculum was the power to achieve our objectives that lies within. And the course was so crazy because, like, I was around a lot of individuals that you know, was leaders in their own right, in their own sense. But they just didn't know how to be able to lead the masses. They wasn't, you know, I guess they wasn't, you know, skilled in that way. And having power to be a leader is very, 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 very tricky. Very tricky. Because if you're a leader, you have influence over people, and people listen to you and they follow what you do, and they take your word, and your opinion becomes everything. And, you know, whether right or wrong, they believe you. And you can look around, you see all around today, in today's world, in today's society, you see some of the leaders, how corrupt they are, how misguided they are, how misinformed they are, how belligerent and just pernicious. You just see these things. You just see these things. You see them, and their character speaks volumes. So I'm big on quality in leadership. I'm big on having a set of values and principles to be able to articulate, not only to articulate, but to be able to command control. Because you have to be able to be in control of the things you say, right? You have to be in control of the things you say. So a leader is only as good as his words, right? Your actions will speak volumes. But people will be fed by your words. People will fear you just by simple words, more than your actions. And in today's world, it's a thinking man's game. So you look around and you take inventory of the leaders of today's world, or the free world supposedly, and we see who's leading. And those are not leaders. We all see it. Those are not leaders. Even our commander-in-chief, he sits high on his mighty hill, far from a leader. You got to be able to lead yourself first. You can't lead the crowd or a bunch of people. You can't be in charge of a bunch of people without being in charge of yourself first. You have to be in control of yourself. You got to have that leadership quality of self. You have that mastery of self. If you don't understand that mastery of self, if you don't have that, because that's the first thing. The quality of a leader is mastery of himself. Right? You don't let the people see you sweat. You're always in control. Not being manipulative, but being a leader. Taking the initiative. Right? Setting the flow. Allowing others to know the trends. You become the trendsetter. You set the trends. And you delegate responsibility. A good leader should never have total responsibility. He should never be in 100% power and control. A good leader will always delegate and have other mentors around him that he's training and teaching to become great leaders on their own. That's the difference between a leader and a politician, president. You see what I mean? You want to be a leader. You want to have the qualities of leadership. You want to be respectful. You want to be mindful. You want to be thoughtful. You want to be educated. Right? You want to be sympathetic. You want to be empathetic. Right? You want to care for public safety. You want to understand the economical growth. There's systems and organizations involved on this totem pole of leadership, but to master oneself. To master oneself, right? That's priority. And that's the game. That's all I wanted to say.